I'm Brian Day, the so-called coach of Hester Painting. We're going to talk a little bit about hitting. While I'm no hitting instructor, these are some basic tips which the league would like to pass along and try and get your kids to do. One of the most important things that you can do is make sure that you're ready up at the plate, and it all starts by looking at the plate. If we look at the plate, what they'd like you to do is come up, put your foot right here by this corner of the plate. Put your other foot back, about shoulders width apart, and then put your other one back to where the other one was. So you're about a foot off the plate. You should be able to reach your bat out, touch a major part of the plate, and you're a little bit behind it. That's a good foot placement. We don't want to have our toes bowed in. Also, sometimes they say you see kids that are doing this where they're already starting to get out of the box because they're worried about getting hit. Alright, once we've come in and we've put our foot down, the other one back shoulder width away, get ourselves squared up, what we want to do is get into a good athletic stance, like we're playing basketball. Okay? Playing basketball, I'm guarding somebody. Then, I want to get a good grip. You can choke up on the bat, but what we want to see is your hands next to each other. We don't really encourage that the kids grip the bat too tightly, because sometimes what you see is if they're gripping it too hard, you might have them like this and they're not going to be able to hit the ball same way as if they're in too far this way. But generally you want to have them loose on there and in far enough such that their elbows aren't flying out, which is a little different than at least I've taught it in the past, where you're trying to get them to get their elbow up, but we don't want that. So what we do is we get a good grip on the bat, we get our feet in the right place. Then what they suggest is put your bat on your shoulder and then lift it up a little bit. Now I'm in that good basketball or athletic stance. Now I'm ready to hit. The only other thing that I would suggest is you can lean a little bit back, but what we don't want to see is somebody who's way back here out of position. We want a good balance so that when we swing, we're ready to be. Let's take a look at that from the side. So I'm coming up here, I put my foot on that corner, I got the other one back, about my shoulders width, I come back, now I've got my feet ready. They're not pointed in, they're not pointed out. Got my feet ready. I'm going to grab the bat with my two hands, not too tight, not too loose. I've got it in a good athletic stance. Then, bat on shoulders, lift it up. I'm ready, maybe lean back a little bit, and I'm watching the pitcher. We want to make sure that the kids' shoulders are facing straight out. We don't want them up like this. You actually don't want them here, they're not going to be ready. So we're facing straight out. When we take the swing, we're going to want our belly button to swing around here. So once we're here, we're up a little bit, I'm ready to swing. Then what we want to do is take a small step forwards, onto the ball of our foot. I don't want to see them stepping out here because they're afraid. You don't want to take them long step, you're way out in front of the ball. But you could just work on small step. Then, last but not least, you take the small step. We're coming through one tip. Try and keep this thing coming forwards. We don't want to have them coming around leading with the bat. Try and get the end of the bat pointing towards the pitcher. If you notice my elbow comes down in, coming through, leaning on that front first step and swinging it around. Now something that I've seen kids do is this. They're ready and they swing and they come out right here. You're losing a lot of your power. And so get that bat on there, lift it up. Try and get them to see if they can have their hands all the way on the bat until it hits their back. So when you're working off the tee, swinging, that was bad. That's not what you want. Swinging, that's not what you want. A couple last points here. So I get in my good stance. I've got my bat ready. I'm bent down. After I take that first step, for you advanced batters, what they say is take this leg, thigh, and drive it into this thigh. So I'm driving this leg into here, and that's where I'm getting my power. I'm turning my belly button towards the pitcher. For the younger batters, sometimes they talk about squishing the bug. So you're taking that small step and you're squishing your bug. Ideally, you've got your belly button and your toe pointing forwards. So something to look through on the follow-through of your kids. So you've got that swing, small step, squishing the bug, holding the bat all the way through. One last thing you might want to work on with your kids is how to successfully get away from a pitch. You know, I know that they've got some fast pitchers out there, and it's kind of scary. When you're in your stance, you're ready. If the ball comes to you, we don't want them going back, doing a back flip, going forwards to dodge it like this. What you should do is turn away. So look towards the catcher, look towards the umpire. It's going to hit you in the back at worst. You'll probably get out of the way. So that's how we want to do it. It might be a good thing to take some wiffle balls and throw them at your kids and get them used to doing this.